and welcome to the predictions for week 1 of season 3 of the UCL. First of all, we'll start with 3 things before we actually get into it. First off, this is for fun. Don't take this seriously. Don't be upset if I predict your favorite team to lose. Don't be upset if you think someone team built poorly. Don't be upset that some people didn't upload their team building. It's fine. We can still go through. We can have fun. We can have a good time, and we can predict some battles. We're going to have fun with this. Second of all, as you may see on your screen, there's a certain unreleased, maybe 2 certain unreleased shiny Pokemon. Don't worry about those, just the models that I got from the website. They didn't have standard versions of the Pokemon from Gens 5, 6, or 7, so all Pokemon from Gens 5, 6, and 7 will be shiny. So ignore that if you don't like shiny Pokemon or if you see any problems that may arise, like a shiny Hoopa. And third thing, all team building videos that did go up will be in the description, so you can check them out for yourselves. You can make your own opinions. These are just mine. These aren't definitive. These aren't law. So yeah, definitely check out each of the team builders and each of the channels. I will certainly link all the channels in the description below, as they're pretty important. Yeah. So we'll jump into it with. I'll start with the first battle. This is the first team builder uploaded. We got one from Nappy, the coach of the Tucson Terrakion standpoint or viewpoint, whatever you want to say, point of view, whatever. We did not get one from his opponent in Twit in the Grand Canyon Greninjas. He said he would not be uploading any for reasons, very good reasons. A, he didn't really feel like it. B, he focuses more when he team builds off camera, so it's fine. Don't worry about it. Anyways, I will pull up my notes. You will not see my notes on screen about the team building. So to start off, as you can see on screen, obviously, Nappy is bringing the Hoopa Unbound, the Jirachi, Swampert, Crobat, Tyranitar, and Vikavolt. And again, Twit's team is rather unknown, but based on the threats that Nappy and Nexus, who was helping him team build, said that Twit would bring, these are kind of what I would think he would bring. Obviously, he could diverge from this path, but what I see him bringing is Infernape, Mega Scizor, Rhydon, Tornadus, his Kyurem, and also Tapu Fini. He could also change some pieces. He'd probably change either the Rhydon or the Tapu Fini. He could also bring, I'm forgetting the name of that Pokemon. There is Cryogonal. There is also, what am I looking for? It is Galvantula. That is the name. Thank you, Google, for helping me out there. I don't know how I forgot the name of Galvantula. So I'll talk about the team building a little from Nappy's point of view, because basically he started off with the Hoopa, and he practically said, Hoopa is there just to mess everything up. It has a Choice Scarf to outspeed everything, unless the Infernape is Choice Scarfed, or maybe the Kyurem. I think Kyurem would outspeed with the Choice Scarf. But I think they doubted that because of the move variety, as well as I don't think Tornadus will be Choice Scarfed either if it comes. It has Choice Scarf, Hyperspace Fury, Knockoff, Fire Punch, and Gunk Shot. The one thing I would like to note, shoutouts to my phone for going off. Didn't find any matching places. Um, anyways, the knockoff was changed from Zen Headbutt mainly for the fact that he needed to knock off the ride-on if it came, and Zen Headbutt probably wasn't going to be that important. Hoopa probably wasn't going to be what takes down the Infernape, and if it was, he can just outspeed in either 1 or 2 shot with the Hyperspace Fury. I think it would be 1 shot because one thing he also noted in his team building was that Stealth Rocks was absolutely necessary. He has 2 rockers on the team, and he said if Rhydon comes, Swampert would be the definite lead. I should say, before I get into this, and then I should start this and say, this team is not final. He posted in his comments that actually, after the 2-hour video he uploaded, this wasn't even the final build of the team, so things could change. So nothing is final in this battle at all. But he pretty much said if Rhydon came, that Swampert would be the definite lead. It's rocking Scald, Earthquake, Stealth Rock, and Roar, with a Rindo Berry just to take, Grass Knots if he needs to. I believe that was the big thing, Grass Knots or Energy Balls if the Galvantula came. With Stealth Rock, I went through the moveset. Pretty much the lead, his idea of it was if Infernape leads and the Rhydon is there, he goes out to Swampert. He'll either get free Stealth Rocks and a free Earthquake, or, just free Stealth Rocks, which he needs. Obviously, I think Finny can get Defog. I'm pretty sure Tornadus can get Defog. I'm going to look this up. I'm actually going to look up both of them, because I'm not sure if they do. Let me Control F Defog. He does. Move Tutor. Control. Oh, nope. Get onto the Bulbapedia page. Defog. It also gets Defog. So yeah, they both get Defog. So basically, that's why he brought 2 rockers in case the Swampert goes down, and his other rocker is his Tyranitar. With Crunch, Stone Edge, Fire Blast, and Stealth Rocks, he said if Rhydon doesn't come, it would be a good idea to lead with Tyranitar. I'm not sure if I agree with that. I think it would be very risky, even with a Chople Berry, to lead with Infernape, because I think a close combat and a U-turn would likely kill, unless he's not running close combat, unless he's running a special stat. But definitely interesting to watch for there. Some other important notes. Some slight concerns that he had. Obviously, the Rhydon, it's just so tanky, which is why he brought the knockoff, of course. And he also was concerned for an Aurora Veiling Cryogonal. Of course, screens and Aurora Veil can get wiped away with Defog, which he has on his Crobat, but it is still a concern if it's brought. Other than that, looking at specific Mons, like how he built them, Jirachi is speed creeping the Drapion and the Kyurem, pretty much outspeed them, flinch them, do whatever. It's also rocking an Assault Vest, which helps it live a Fire Blast from Infernape, which I have there, special defense creep the Infernape Overheat. And then, yeah, Swampert, it obviously lead if Rhydon is brought, and is speed creeping the Scizor. I think Nappy has to have almost everything go right if he wants to win. However, on the other side of things, I don't think Twit is the strongest battler. He is good. He's all right. but I think Nappy is probably a much stronger battler than him. He'll make mistakes, but the way he just thinks out every play just seems to put him ahead as a battler for me, which is why, for my prediction for this battle, I personally think the Tucson Terrakions will win in week 1. Moving on to the next battle, we have the Toronto Togekiss, coached by the Heated Mo, and the Chicago Boufflant, coached by Sacred Fire Negro, aka Nick. Both of them actually posted team builders, so it helps us a lot more that we know what Pokemon are being brought. And I'll tell you, from the jump, I'm not a huge fan of Nick's team build. And I'll say why after I run through each Pokemon so you can see on screen. Mo is bringing a Donphan, a Miltank, Charizard X, Mew, Milotic, and Kartana, while Nick is bringing Manaphy, Latios, Mega, Arcanine, Gligar, Celesteela, and Meloetta. So the reason I didn't really like Nick's build was it seemed like he was very focused on the fact that Mo would bring almost all standard sets. He seemed like he didn't really have any concern for some not wacky, but like out of the box draft league sets where, look, I know you can bring this Pokemon, so I have to bring this move to counter it. So it seems like he didn't really think about, creeping like a hit, a defensive or special defensive hit, or speed. But he was very focused on the fact that, oh, these are standard sets. I win in a standard set. Obviously, it could go well for him. Things could go very well for him. I don't know. So notes about, I'll start with Nick's team because that's who I made notes for first. I believe his team builder came out first. His plan is just to sweep, pretty much. He thinks he can sweep with mainly Latios, Manaphy, and Meloetta. Other notes that I had from him, he pretty much predetermined how he thinks the battle will go, which is why I think if something takes the wrong turn, it could be a big problem for him. And again, the note of he's kind of unprepared for these surprise sets or moves. Again, nothing really out of the ordinary for him. Manaphy has double screens with the Light Clay. He said it was a definitive lead. It also has Scald and U-turn. Mega Latios, Calm Mind, Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, and Roost. No Dragon Stab is interesting, but he did say with 2 Calm Minds, Ice Beam would 2-shot. The unfortunate part about that is he needs to get 2 Calm Minds off. That's my only problem there. If not, he's probably dying to a Dragon Claw or anything like that. Arcanine, Bulldoze, Flare Blitz, Morning Sun, and Will-O-Wisp. Celesteela, Earthquake, Air Slash, Leech Seed, and Substitute. Meloetta with a Choice Scarf has Hyper Voice, Psyshock, Focus Blast, and U-turn. And the Gligar has Earthquake, Tailwind, Defog, and Stealth Rock. He had a very, very strong draft. And it just shows here. All these mons are very, very scary. I don't think I can get over the fact that he's prepared for very standard sets. When Mo, on the other hand, again, built with Nappy, mainly Nexus, he said, on, what he should bring, what he thinks Nick will bring, and how he thinks it's going to go. And there are a lot of interesting notes on Mo's team. The Kartana, he said he took out IVs in attack. So he would get the speed beast boost whenever he killed the Mon. And obviously Kartana does not need that much attack. It already has like base 145, I think it is. If he gets those speed boosts up, Smart Strike, Leaf Blade, Exit, or Swords Dance, the only thing it can't kill is Celsteela, maybe Gligar. But that's a dangerous set. It is definitely scary, something to look out for. A late game sweeper. If he gets Celsteela and probably Arcanine down, I think he's good to just set up and sweep. Milotic with Flame Orb, Haze, Scald, or Cover in Toxic, again, gets rid of any setup, as well as, burning, stalling, and taking hits. That's what Milotic does best. It's just an absolute monster of a Pokemon. And it's very good against this team who, Manaphy, who has Tail Glow, but it doesn't. Obviously, it gets Tail Glow, but it doesn't have Tail Glow. If you want to set up Dragon's Dance, but it'll set up Calm Minds, it's good. Maybe he brings a Swords Dance, a Gligar. It works. It makes sense. Next, he has a Charizard, obviously the Mega Charizard X. The only thing that he noted on this is that he was scared for an Okaberry Celsteela, which is not. Luckily for him, it's leftovers. Charizard is rocking a Dragon Punch, or Dragon Dance, not Dragon Punch, Fire Punch, Thunder Punch, and Dragon Claw. It can actually kill every single thing on the team. The only problem might be Gligar, because, Eviolite Gligar is bulky, but, Arcanine maybe is a 3-shot. Latios is at most a 2-shot. Manaphy is a 2-shot. Without any setup, that is. Celsteela is a 2-shot. If he can get up, Nick can set up. Nick doesn't have anything other than that Gligar to get him out of the setup. But he isn't reliant on Charizard X. So it is very dangerous because, that Gligar goes down and he might as well have won the battle. I don't see anything. The screens could be bad. He doesn't have Defog. However, if the Gligar uses Defog, the screens go down. That's the only problem I could see him having here, is the screens being up. Yeah, because Donphan will be his lead with Earthquake, Knockoff, Stealth Rocks, and Rapid Spin. Just get rocks up. If he wants to bring in Gligar right away to get rid of those rocks, all of a sudden his screens are down. So that's the only problem with that. And he can also knock off the Gligar. So he can't even bring in Gligar if he wants to get rid of rocks against Donphan. I guess the problem would be Manaphy being there. I don't think he would want to take a Scald. Donphan isn't really that specially bulky. I don't remember his build. I could probably look it up and see his build to see if he was built to take a hit. But other than that, there is, last but not least, Miltank with Sap Sipper to absorb Leech Seeds from Celsteela, Body Slam, Curse, Milk Drink, and Fire Punch to kill Celsteela. So obviously his biggest fear is this Celesteela. He had a whole list of threats. The biggest ones were Manchow, Arcanine, and Roserade, really. And really Tailglow, Manaphy, D-Dance, Latios. But Menchao, Roserade weren't brought. Arcanine is a bulky set. Muck wasn't brought. Manaphy isn't Tailglow. Latios isn't Dragon Dance. And Celesteela is just the biggest problem. To me, this is a very hard pick because you can go with, either the team that I could go with, the team that I think is built better, or the team that is just downright scarier from the draft to now. I think I'm going to go with Mo to win this. I just think his team is built too well. I didn't even mention Mew. Mew is Soft Boil, Toxic, Psychic, and Roar. So he has 2 mons I can get rid of. Stat boost, that is. Actually, yeah, 2. Yeah. Didn't even mention the Mew, my bad. But yeah, I do think it is built a little bit better. He can stall if he needs to, if that's his only win condition. Or he can just sweep with, Megazard X and Kartana. Which brings us to our next battle. The New York Mankeys and the Pittsburgh Pichus. Mankeys, obviously. Shady Penguin, the Pichus, with their coach Numb Nexus. See on your screen, Metagross, Shaman, Alamamola, Tornadus, that is Tornadus T, Therian, Nidoqueen, and Incineroar on the side of the Mankeys. And on the side of Pichus, there is Crocodile, Tapu Koko, who I should get him moving along. He is stuck up here. Let me just get him going real quick. Uxie, Megalopony, Victini, and Nihilego. So this is one of the biggest reasons why I really wanted to see each team build. Because I watched Nexus's. His came out first. I watched Nexus apostrophe, I don't know. I watched his team builder, and I was very certain that he could quite handily beat Shady, as he put it himself. I have notes of it here. His only annoyances were Cloyster and Scarf Passimian, which weren't even like huge problems. They're just, something he'd have to figure out how to deal with. Coco would run Shady's entire draft. He also stated that he was free to click T-Bolt if there was no Nidoqueen that is on the Coco. And one note I had, his Uxie was set to level 60, which is a problem because he speed crept the full speed Nidoqueen. It shouldn't be a problem because it's not full speed, but it is a funny, just little mistake that he made. Accident, mistake, whatever. I was very confident in picking Nexus before I saw Shady's team builder. And something about Shady's team builder made me have to think twice. First of all, he correctly guessed 3 of the mons that would be coming. Obviously, they weren't super difficult. I believe he guessed it would be the Tapu Koko, the Lopunny, and then Nihilego. I have to watch that back. It'll be in the description if you want to see which mons he guessed. I think it was those 3. I know it was Tapu Koko was one. I think Nihilego was another one. My biggest problem is he's kind of set up, or he's kind of reliant on Metagross to set up and sweep. The Metagross is running Agility to outspeed everything. I don't think it outspeeds the Nihilego because it is Choice Scarfed, but it's rocking Agility, Earthquake, Zen Headbutt, and Ice Punch on the Metagross with the Psychium Z. I also thought he might be a little too overconfident on his switch-ins. He said his big ones were Shaman and Alamamola. I don't know if I'm as confident as he is. And a quote from him, Zygarde is definitely coming. So yeah, I really had to look this over, and really think about how each team was built, just to see, you know, how did they win? How, like, who wins? Because I really don't know who wins yet. I'm taking a shot in the dark. I have to still think this over. Uh, but running through notes, the Crocodile has Assault Vest uh, to deal with special attackers, and it is Crept for Heatran. I believe that is maybe Speed Crept. I don't know. I think it is Speed Crept, yeah. For Heatran, which wasn't brought. He has Tapu Koko, which was Speed Crept for Tornadus. Uxie, which again was Crept for Nidoqueen. And the Lopunny was Speed Crept for Tornadus as well. It's a scary team. Crocodile, Koko, Lopunny, Victini, Nihilego. That's scary. That is a lot of power. And I don't know if Shady does have the switch-ins. I could see him sacking off a lot of Pokemon. If Shady's gonna win, I think it's gotta be a 1-0 or a 2-0. I don't see a full-on sweep going down. On Shady's side, he has a Shaman with the Life Orb, who he said he was not risking a speed tie with the with the Victini. It's Rock and Seed Flare, Synthesis, Earth Power, and Healing Wish. He said he would rather have Healing Wish. I think it was Aromatherapy he could have. I think I would rather have Aromatherapy, just in case you need the Shaman. If you go in on Crocodile and that thing, it's knocking out speed. Maybe it could take a Seed Flare with AV, but is Nexus going to stay in on that rather than go out to Victini? And if you can use Aromatherapy right then, that's my only problem with running Healing Wish over Aromatherapy. He has double Regenerator Core, as well as he has Rocks on his Nidoqueen and an AV Incineroar. He doesn't have a Defogger. No, he does, in Tornadus. He has the Walk-On Berry on that, which is interesting for Tapu Koko, because actually, I believe he said he had Icy Wind just to slow down the Koko, but I don't know what he's going to do to it after he Icy Winds it. That's the only problem. Looking over this again and seeing this, I think Nexus slightly has the edge. I think they are very comparable in how well they battle. I'm just not convinced that Shady's build was good enough. I don't think it was quite good enough to beat Nexus. So I will say that Nexus will win in week 1. On Twitter, he did say they had a very good battle. So who knows? Maybe Shady wins. I don't know. And lastly, we didn't get a team build from either of these guys. I believe Jay is I think he was packing to move today. He's moving tomorrow. If he uploads one, it's either going to be really late or I already missed it while recording. Let me check my sub boxes as if they're going to be in here. They're not. So Jay didn't upload one, and PK didn't upload one. Okay, so I have to guess based on 2 unknown entities. One of the biggest problems, as everyone has pointed out, PK's draft is super weak to ground. Just looking, I put the 3 OU and 3 UU picks from each team up here. Just looking at it, there's 3 Mons that are weak to ground. on your screen right now. Garchomp, God forbid, Scarf to just run his house. If he brings Registeel for bulk, if he brings Garbodor for bulk, is getting rocked by Garchomp. Garchomp is pretty much a must bring, as well as Beedrill is, because it gets Drill Run. And he does not want to move. What is happening, dog? He really does not want to move. There we go. Beedrill gets Drill Run. He gets Poison Jab, which I don't know what that's going to help, but U-Turn. What am I thinking of? What would his last move be? Knockoff would be good. I think Tornadus is a problem for his team, but he might bring Porygon 2, which could pack Ice Beam. He could bring Starmie, which packs Ice Beam. That would also be a good pick. Same with Dragonite. So maybe both of them aren't coming. He doesn't want 2 times 4 weaknesses to go along with 3 ground type weaknesses. The Rotom is a problem because grass type moves on Jay's team are almost not there. The only thing that stops that from being completely not there is the Whimsicott in NU. It'll be interesting. I think PK has to bring that Rotom Wash. But I don't know if his draft can do anything to Garchomp. For Alligator Ice Fang, maybe an Ice Punch from Scrafty, and that might be it. It'll be really interesting to see. I think I'm going to have to give this match to Jay and the Carolina Keldeos. Just for the fact I don't know what he does to Garchomp. By the time I think he kills Garchomp, obviously he could Will-O-Wisp, but I don't think he'd stay in on a Rotom. By the time he kills Garchomp, that Beedrill's going to be able to come in and sweep. The Blacephalon could come in and sweep. The Starmie could come in and sweep. Obviously, he might not bring all those mons, but they could. So I'll go with Jay. So to recap all my predictions in it, we'll start from here going forward because I don't want to just change all these rapidly. I think Jay will win against PK. I think Nexus will win against Shady. I think Mo will win against Nick. And I think Nappy will win against Twit. If you have different predictions, if you think differently than me, leave a comment. Tell me what you think of each team build, each draft, each battle. Again, all team builders, all channels will be in the description. Go check them out. Check all of them out. They're all good. They're all great. Other than that, we'll see you next week for more predictions. Peace.